Welcome back, everybody, to another wonderful, great, and mostly anticipated episode of the Brain Juice Podcast, because we haven't been around since May. But I am one of your hosts, Corey, and I'm here, of course, with my beautiful wife, Erin.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going? Wow, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Isn't that a song?
It is. It is a song.
That's all I remember.
That's all anybody ever remembers, and that's okay, because that's all it ever needs to be remembered.
Wow.
It's true, though. It's very true.
Trash talk right here at the beginning for you. Hope you like that.
It's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
how have you been for the last 6 months? Wait, September, May, June, July, August, September. The last 4 months, 3 months?
Yeah, about 4 months. Yeah, I've been okay. Today is a little rough, but I've been okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a lot of life things happen, but we'll probably get in that another episode. And
yeah, we may not. We're about 6 months into COVID at this point, everybody, or at least 6 months that we've been working from home. So a lot's changed. We have moved into the third bedroom of our house. We've turned it into an office. We have this very cool five layer, what are those called?
Shelves.
5 shelf bookshelf shelving units.
It's in the name.
Oh gosh. I have forgotten how to speak because I do not speak with a lot of people these days.
She doesn't like speaking to me.
We've got our setups, got some risers for my computer monitors, which felt really cool. I got a new desk chair. I mean, I really feel like I'm situated now. I'm
situated.
Settled.
And you're like,
we got
I never want to go back to the office.
I'm never going back to the office. This is amazing. Actually, they may, you know what, knock on wood, they will tell us we can all work from home permanently come January. We'll see.
That's the idea dream. That'll never happen with me.
Yeah.
Because I'm in government work and they don't believe in that sort of thing. Job. So that's fine.
You have to be accessible to the people.
I do.
I'm accessible over the phone. No one needs to see my face.
I mean, they're doing just fine not seeing my face on a regular basis. So
if they see it on social media, though.
They do not see me on social media.
No, you had to take that picture of working from home with your shirt that said together.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll end up on actual social media.
No, it's already on Facebook. I've had people tell me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like, I saw you and Corey on Facebook. And I'm like, what do you mean? Did someone hack my account again?
Oh,
they
you
were
know
like,
what?
No, there was a picture of you guys. And I commented.
Oh, I remember that. That was
like 3 days ago.
Someone sent me a Facebook message, and every time I tried to click on the link, it would want me to sign in through my phone app, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
We all took those apps off our phones long ago.
They were very happy. I'm not the most team-oriented, like, I'm going to go out and do things with other people right now, individual with our department.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Which they still kind of expect people to do things.
That's weird.
I know. It's like they closed, our offices are closed to public, outside public people, but like they're like, hey, we're gonna invite all the employees out to the park for a picnic. I'm like, that's not why are we? That's two different messages to me. I understand you want everybody to work together, but if we're in a time where you feel like you can't let the public in, then maybe
you shouldn't have big groups of people.
Yeah, and then especially not criticize or,
blame, shame.
No, they didn't go that far.
Oh, okay.
But it was more of like a prodding of our director to have us start making more of an appearance, because apparently no one from our department showed up. Except for the building guys. The building guys showed up.
It's a personal choice right now.
Right.
Well, besides skipping work events, I'd say our summer went pretty well. We're at the end of it. Yeah. We mostly watched TV. I had a garden for a few months.
There you go. You did successful, much more success than I thought you were going to have.
In spite of my neglect, we did get quite a few cucumbers. We got some cucumbers.
Zucchini. We're like, I know you're not going to water me today, but I'm still going to make a cucumber.
Yeah, I know.
Just to spite you.
They just wanted to grow.
And then it's going to look weird.
The bell peppers. Got a lot of bell peppers. Yeah, I'm really good at growing herbs.
He got like a monster zucchini.
Yeah.
And make any porn star happy. It was huge.
It was
And
huge.
girthy.
It was exceedingly girthy.
It was very girthy.
But now I have a better idea of how to garden, and next year I think I might put some effort into it. You know, sprinkle in some tomato plants, do a little eggplant, you know, maybe onions. Thinking about planting things you have to dig out of the ground. We'll see. Seems a little crazy. I also looked up articles on how to restart this compost bin that the old owners left. Yeah. But I'm honestly a little afraid to like even look in there.
Well,
I feel like there's going to be a monster jumping out.
And from
it's
my
like a portal to a different world.
Of green plants to get it started again, and they're talking about greenery. And you're going to be cutting out all those plants. True. That could help start your stuff.
We'll just chuck it in there,
the next week or two.
Sprinkle a little water.
Everybody's a gardener and a baker right now, by the way. It's COVID.
Yeah.
There was even a commercial. Well, I mean, we got friends doing sourdough and stuff like that I'm like,
who's doing
Sarah
sourdough?
And Steve, right?
I don't know. I haven't talked to them in months. Hey, Sarah, Steve. We'll have to talk again soon.
I thought maybe that was before. I don't remember. No, I saw a commercial for the NBA basketball, and it was like Steph Curry or something was like, sorry, sourdough. It was like all good things come to an end, and he did a shot and shot it right into the trash can, and then walked out to go play basketball.
You know what? It takes so long to get those starters going. If you just keep feeding it, he could have kept it through the season. / I doubt the season's going to be very long because baseball's already over.
Well, they're doing their entire season at Disney. They're under Disney lockdown.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
It is.
COVID. We are only at the beginning of September.
Except for the
get back to me in November.
What was it? The last one, the basketball star, he left, went to a strip club, and got chicken wings and got in trouble.
I thought that was football. I thought it was some football.
It was not soccer. Basketball.
Hockey.
It's basketball.
Okay.
Hockey players.
Not the Maple Leafs.
Not the Maples. No.
Okay. Oh, did you just flip me off?
I did not.
Was that a beard scratch flip off?
No, I scratched my mustache. How dare you?
Mustache has stayed very coiffed throughout this time.
Has it?
Yeah, I feel like it's been in better shape than the hair on top of your head.
Oh, that's because I took clippers to it because I was done with it, and all the hair had to go.
It has grown back rather quickly, though.
It has, and now I need to get it cut again.
Kind of weird.
It looks really scraggly now.
Yeah, well, you know what? I haven't had a haircut since last November.
It's different for you.
So, well, I just put it in a ponytail.
Exactly.
That's the thing. If you let yours get long enough, we can put them in ponytails.
That's so annoying for me, though. It's so curly.
It's so funny, though, because Perrin, his hair is only a little bit longer than yours, and he's always trying to put his in a little ponytail.
He wants to be
that
like
tiny little cute baby. Yeah. He's 16-month-old now, 16 everybody.
Months. He likes climbing stools, the stairs. Comes down the stairs all right now.
Yeah, climbing on and off the couch, sticking his hands in the toilet. Eating dirt. Well, you know what? He's out of his eating dirt phase, actually.
That's true. He just that picks was like it up the and beginning throws it back in.
He did, yeah.
And then wipes his hands off.
That's really good. You know, I love it. He loves cleaning things. He sees us wiping everything down, and so he'll take our wipes and he'll wipe everything down. It's so cute.
Yeah. So speaking of watching TV, there are a few things.
Because that's all we do now.
Oh my goodness. There's a few shows that we've really been kind of honing in on. And one I think that's helped us made the biggest impact on us. I don't know how much.
And has brought me the most anxiety.
Is Down to Earth.
With Zac Efron.
Yes, with Zac Efron. Not the singing type, just the
and
normal
his
type.
dad bod.
That is not a real dad bod.
Oh,
look, let's get this. Can we just talk about this first?
Yes, we can.
A dad bod.
Oh my gosh.
That puts other dad bods to shame. That is called a fit individual, and he a thick. He's not even like a thick boy. He just looks normal.
He's solid. Now. Yeah.
He no longer has 2% body fat. He now has 6% body fat.
No, but you can still see, like, all those six packs. He's got those packs. I love those scenes down in South America.
That's not a real dad bod, though.
It's a bod.
It is definitely a great body.
But I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, what's the guy who's with that show? Who's the other guy? I don't know him at all.
Darren O'Lean. So he had written this book about superfoods. I cannot remember the name of it right now. Sorry, guys. But he is a superfood finder, so he would go out to different parts of the world and find, like, the acacia nut and all those things that you see in Whole Foods that Navita puts in, like, powder form and things like that. But when he finds a new superfood, he tries to work with the community, do it in the most sustainable way, and do it in such a way that also benefits them as well as the end result consumer. So he's very environmentally friendly. And like I had listened to Rich Roll podcast because he and Rich Roll are friends. California, vegans, triathletes.
I don't know who Rich Roll is.
Yeah. And so they were discussing that apparently Zac Efron had a contract with Netflix to do a show, and they had shot a pilot, and apparently the show was supposed to be him and other celebrities going to food places of origin and eating and just talking and having fun and blah, blah, blah. And apparently Zac did not enjoy it, didn't think the pilot was going well, but he had heard of Darren and he had met him a couple of times, and so he was interested in doing something more impactful with his platform since he has so many followers.
Yeah.
And so since he and Darren hit it off so well, they decided to go on this like 6-episode journey where they're exploring ways in which to make the world better and more sustainable and just getting the individual thinking about the larger issues. Now, Darren said that he wanted the show to actually be way more serious than it was, but I think they had the right balance of seriousness as well as accessibility for the rest of us.
It's not even about like being goofy. Like, it was still serious enough. I think they were just having fun when fun was needed to be had.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I think Zac had that good balance.
You know, you're in Puerto Rico. You're not going to have a lot of fun there.
Not right now.
No, it's a very serious time. But, you know, when you're out in the middle of the Amazon and you're just cutting down, you know, fruit with a bunch of hippies out in the middle of there, that's worth having some fun with.
Oh my gosh, so let's dig into these, like, just the 3 episodes, just the water episode, the Puerto Rico episode, and the Amazon episode.
Which
half the series. Sorry, we're going to dig into half the series. So I'm thinking of when they went to that commune-esque place.
Okay.
And they were growing all this food and everybody was just working together. And it's, okay, so if you would have talked to me like 15 years ago, I would have been like, hell yeah, take me down to South America. I'm going to live on this commune. And actually, when they were there, did you notice that most of the people were young? I would say mid-20s and younger. And then you had like the 2 people who established it and they were super old.
It seemed young and white. Is really
that's because that's what middle-class white kids dream about when they're in like college.
Do they?
I would think so. I did. So it just was a little weird. And I understand the message, like, grow what you need and be better to the earth, blah, blah, blah. But for most of us, it's just not a possibility. And I feel like I demonstrated that with this garden that I did this summer. I was able to grow a few things, but to really farm the things that you're going to eat, you need a lot more time, land, and put more effort into it. And like working 8 hours from home every day, taking care of the baby, and then doing all the other stuff, there is no way that we could do that.
Well, no, but I mean, that's the kind of the point. They made that their life. You know, they get up,
right, you would
they
have
cook
to.
together, they clean together, they go and forage for food together. They live that life together.
Which is lovely, and if that's what you want to do, cool. But how do you get to, I don't know, the next level of living if you're just spending all your time on your basic needs?
What's the next level of living?
Well, you know, like Maslow's levels of development. Once you have, like, your food's in order, your shelter's in order, and your safety's in order, then you can go on to other things like expanding your mind and working on bigger ideas and things like that. Are you familiar with this? I remember learning about it in high school.
Not really,
that's about
but
all I got.
I mean, that's kind of also what they do, right? They talk about things, they kind of figure out where they're at in life. It's just, I think you're maybe more pointing to them not being able to put those ideas into motion.
Yeah.
Right? Because they don't have a lot of the basic stuff that you can get right now. Like, you know, they're not going to sit out there in the middle of the rainforest and prototype a machine and then have it part delivered, you know, or make prototypes of it. So, yeah, in that case, no. But, like, they can sit there and they can expand their mind. And if that's the way they want to live, then that's, I mean, there's nothing.
Right. But I look at that and then I judge myself for it.
Why do you judge yourself for it?
Because I need to be better than everybody else at everything in the entire world.
No, you've never really been like, you're just saying that for this.
No. This is not production Erin. This is anxiety-induced Erin. I look at that and I think, well, how can I live more sustainably? But
we've done a couple things.
Okay, we have.
Real small steps. We're nothing life-changing, but...
We're working on cutting down on single-use, like, paper towels and stuff. Like, we're trying not to use paper towels.
Fabric napkins.
Right. And honestly, I'm struggling to think of literally anything else that we've done.
Yeah, so you grew some food, which really didn't offset anything.
No, it offset nothing.
Nothing. What else did we... I feel like we did a couple things. And then we just stopped.
It's been a long summer.
It really had... Well, I mean, to be fair, so... I don't know. We must have gotten into like our daily routine before we stopped doing a podcast, right? Because if our last episode was in May, then we were in full swing of... Yeah,
but we didn't have like this setup. We didn't have a very good daily routine.
No.
We were still like splitting our days. I was waking up 6 a.m. to noon.
Like, we went from that to having your parents over to help us.
Right, and that didn't happen until the end of June.
Right. So
early July, actually.
Yeah, but like what else have we done? Have we done anything else?
I rode my bike to the grocery store once.
That's a long trip.
It's really not. It takes like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But the problem is I don't have like a big basket or anything to put on my bike to carry food. So I was like putting it in a backpack.
So apparently we've only...
We've really thought about changes.
We've thought about changes, right? That's as far as... We got paper napkins and we started drinking unpurified water.
No, it was still purified.
No, I thought that was the whole point of that water episode.
What do you think the point of the water episode was?
To drink natural water.
Yes.
So purified water is not natural.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see what you're saying.
It could be
like
filtered,
mineral water,
but purified is different.
I was thinking you're
Someone needs
conflating
to go back and watch that water episode again, I feel like.
You know what? That water episode, after that, and then going to Whole Foods and Fresh Thyme and Kroger's and trying to see... like all the different kinds of water that they had and then buying it all and taste testing it. What was your favorite?
The Icelandic one, actually. The bottle that you have right in front of you.
Oh, yeah, the carbon neutral.
One, but it's also
Man, Iceland's got it going on. How much was it? I don't remember.
It's like $3.50 a bottle.
I did not spit it out, folks. No, I did not.
No, plus that one's been drunk a long time. This is
I've just been reusing the bottle. I'm trying to get rid of single-use plastic. That's insidious.
I find it a little asinine to also spend that kind of money, but then there are other ones that a lot of the profits they put back into the natural resources they didn't get it from.
One.
Exactly. So it's kind of balancing out like, am I willing to pay $10 for 3 bottles of water?
If I drink them slowly and do it once in a while.
Right, and that's probably
for the
where
benefits.
It is because, I mean, on a typical day, I drink 2 to 3 pitchers of water.
Yeah, there's no way that we could...
I drink like $40 of water a day.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to eat because we wouldn't be able to afford it anymore.
You know, I do love sparkling mineral water still, though, and I will buy like large amounts of it every couple of weeks.
Well, that's different.
Drink it right away.
You can buy that for $1 a bottle, essentially.
Yeah. So the water episode was wonderful. Learned a lot. South America. Seem a little
pretentious. Okay, let's talk
gave
about
me
the
a
water
lot of. I'm sorry. Do you mean the water connoisseur was pretentious?
No, the water sommelier.
Sommelier. Oh, yes, it was connoisseur. What am I saying?
The world's first water sommelier.
Only water sommelier. Who? By the way,
same thing as world's
if he's the only one. Where did he go to get the... Yeah.
No, it's 100%
Where did he get the classification from?
It's 100% made up.
Yeah, he made the test, so of course he's going to pass it.
He's super pretentious about his water. He tricked a restaurant into letting him do it. And then he does it out of a restaurant. And it had to have been California.
It's Los Angeles. It was in Los Angeles.
And so...
Anna Kendrick was there.
Yeah, Anna Kendrick. That's great. Next season, I want to see Anna Kendrick with them, but that probably would be then too silly.
Probably. Yeah.
It would probably make that tall, buff guy really upset. The tall vegan. The main guy.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Darren Olin.
There you go. I thought you were going to forget it.
No. I've listened to a bunch of stuff about him since then.
It starts off very pretentious, and you're like, this is kind of bullshit. And then the more they go into it, you're like, okay, Okay, I can kind of get down on this.
Well, and they're describing the water, and it clearly is different. Like, it tastes different, has different, like, mouth feel, things like that. How much do I care about it, though? That was my thing. It's like, I don't know if I care so much. Like, I understand high-quality water is good for you, but that's not, like, a normal person thing. I think just getting clean water access to everyone in the entire world should be, like, the first priority. Yeah, no, and then get into let's make it better.
Like, yeah. It's kind of I kind of missed that. They didn't talk about it, but I guess
when they were in Paris, they were talking about water access because Paris actually does have water fountains everywhere and water bottles available to everybody.
Yeah. And they also do sparkling taps as well as part of the municipal water.
So, I mean, they actually were doing that, but I'm also talking about, like, just getting clean water to everybody in the United States.
Yeah.
That'd be a good goal.
Yeah. Poor Flint.
Yeah, and that reminds me of the Puerto Rico episode.
Oh, goodness.
One,
that's so sad.
Still rebuilding from the hurricane.
Well, yeah. Everybody likes to forget about that kind of shit.
We do. Well, and there's just so much stuff happening all the time. There's so much happening right now. I loved when they just went down and they helped that one family clean up the house.
Really
it's like, man, if we all did that, just went down, helped one family, it would be taken care of so quickly. But also the governor, is that?
Yeah,
who was that woman? Governor. Was she a governor?
I think she was the governor.
Or is she the president?
She wasn't the president.
I really don't know.
She was, I think, the governor of that city.
Politics.
I think she was the governor of that state or city of Puerto Rico.
But having the right idea about not just rebuilding, but rebuilding sustainably, like trying to get solar panels everywhere so that, you know, next time this happens, the power goes out, people will have the ability to have electricity.
Built into taller buildings for collecting rainwater.
We all need to be building our buildings like that. Right. I look at our neighborhood and I'm like, you know, I don't know if our HOA has anything against solar panels.
No, nobody does.
We also don't have the funds to put solar panels on our house.
No. I know our neighbors
they talked about it.
Yeah, they know they want to.
But
like,
that was last year that they even talked about it.
Technically, even rain barrels are iffy in Indiana. Indiana's weird, though.
Well, we have rain barrels from the old owners.
We have nice, but those are also very expensive, nicer looking rain barrels.
True. I'm just trying to think, how would we drink the water out of that, though?
We'd have to clean it, sanitize it, do a whole bunch of stuff.
So I guess it's just good for plants right now.
It's just good for plants. Yeah, we're not prepared to drink
enough.
That water. I'm not prepared to drink that water.
No, I'm definitely not gonna.
I'll go find someone new.
No, I'm sorry. Zac Efron, or is that who you're thinking of? Because he would be.
You can't handle that.
He would be a good dad.
He would be.
He could take my place. He'd be a good mom.
Baseball caps. And you also wanted to talk about the South American one, right? Is that?
Oh, we already did.
Right? We started bringing it up again.
I was just naming off things that we were talking about.
Okay, so we hit South America, Rainforest Hippie Commune. We hit the water episode. And then we touched a little bit on the Puerto Rico one. Was that it? Is that all you wanted to talk about?
I was only going to talk about half the series.
Okay.
I don't remember. Well, there was Iceland.
Iceland was fun because they did the geothermal
also, I want to go to Iceland.
Oh, yeah.
That place looks killer.
Bjornsson's gym.
Yeah, in Reykjavik.
Yeah. Reykjavik?
What were the other episodes?
I couldn't tell you. One was New York City in green walls and green spaces.
Angry
outside.
Orchard Cider. They were talking about apples. That's right. And the other one was the ayahuasca episode.
Ayahuasca, yeah. That was the other South American one. Because there were two
South American.
I didn't know which one you were
That was about. When Darren's house burned down. Spoiler alert.
Well, technically, I think that was the first episode they shot.
Oh, and they just put it out of order.
Because I think...
It's devastating. You can't start the series like that.
Yeah, the way they talked about that was that it was...
Oh!
It was basically right at the start of shooting stuff. That's when his house burned down.
And in the Paris water episode, they also went to Italy and they were talking to the Centenarians.
Oh, yeah, Centenarians and talking about...
Centenarians?
No, Centenarians. Centaurs. We'll call them centaurs. Majestic creatures they are. All over 100.
It was amazing.
Yeah, in case you don't realize, it's people that are over 100 years old. And so there's this one community or area in Italy that has...
Blue zones, if you're familiar with blue zones and all that research that came out about 15 years ago.
Talking to them, and it was like, they're like, we eat all carbs, very little protein. And they go on walks. It's a community thing. And they were talking to this guy who was like 102.
Gosh, watching that episode, don't you just want to have a sheep farm?
right now.
I know. think really we just need to move to Italy.
Oh, and then they went
that's
to a
it.
couple restaurants.
Yeah. Yeah, they went to restaurants everywhere.
Yeah, one was
trying out different food.
And
vegan food.
Places. Yeah. No, that's a really neat show. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It's going to be worth a watch again here in the next couple months.
Absolutely, because I got to remember all the details I've forgotten.
After we get done with Lovecraft Country.
So good. We'll talk about that later. But what we need to discuss now is that I finally watched Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. I was blown away by this.
It was the best
yesterday
one. Yes. The best one they've ever done. Yeah, and it has Jude Law.
And it does have Jude Law, yes.
If you would have told me it had Jude Law, then I probably would have watched it way sooner.
I guarantee you, I've told you who was in that movie so many times, you stopped giving a fuck about it. No, that's the problem.
I think you're remembering during the movie, you kept saying, oh, this actor was in blah, blah, blah. And I'd say, wait, who was that? And then you would look it up on IMDb, and then you would start naming off all the movies they were in, and I'm like, babe, this is not useful. And then you would show me pictures, and I was like, you may not even waste your time, because I'm not going to know who that is. And then you show me, and lo and behold, I still don't know who it is.
I really think
you did that with 6 people.
And how you don't remember Pushing Days is still amazing.
I have never seen it. That's why I don't remember it.
You're worse. The problem is, I get real excited about something she gives no fucks about.
That is not true. I may give a fuck.
You see her glaze. You see the glaze? Yeah, honey. Uh-huh, honey.
That's the glaze that I get when my dad tries to explain things to me.
Except mine are fun and have batteries.
No, it just reminds me of when I was a little kid and I had math class and I was like, Dad, I don't know what this means. And then he would go and explain it and he'd get so excited and then I would just shut that excitement down and be like, okay.
The worst.
I was the worst
you saw
kid.
Captain Marvel.
I'm gonna watch it like 3 more times this weekend. That was fantastic.
I made her watch so many of these Marvel movies. It amazed me.
So much of it. We all need to dress like it's early 90s grunge.
I'm glad that's done.
We all
I had so many baggy jeans and like
we're
Chico's and
that
shit
is not
like that.
the same thing. So I'll give you some pictures. I'll make a Pinterest board. That'll be perfect, and then I'll share it with you. So we all need to dress like it's 90s grunge.
No,
we need to listen to more like early 90s Seattle music.
I'm not
just to get us all in the mood.
I really like the grunge scene. I hate to tell you.
You know what?
I've disappointed a lot of friends with that statement.
I think I've really given it all I should have. I don't think I give it anything, if I'm honest. So if we say
the mid-90s, right, that was...
I was like...
I was listening to my parents
5
listen to.
Or 7. It depends on when you want to count
10.
it. You were super old.
I was super old.
You were like way out of your grunge phase.
Yeah, no. So like... Probably when I was 10, let's see here. I was
listening to the Beatles.
Starting to listen a little bit what my brother listened to, which was that 90s gangster rap. But I was mostly listening to what my parents listened to, which is like Leonard Skinner and Bob Seger and Boston and things like that.
And I was listening to like Beach Boys and Beatles and Carole King.
I got into grunge. But because like by the time I hit like middle school, I was
Temptations.
I was like listening to Insane Clown Posse.
The Supremes.
And heavy metal.
Musicals. Yeah. I was all about musicals.
That makes sense for you.
Yeah. Should have known me then.
So what else did you like about the Captain Marvel movie? All you've gotten into is clothes and grunge.
It just has such a powerful female story. / I know everyone's already talked about this. It's already been said. But I really appreciate it. And little girls are going to grow up. They're going to be like, I can be Captain Marvel. I can be a pilot. I can be an astronaut. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing and beautiful. And it just makes 12-year-old me cry.
Which I'm going to try to find because I'm pretty sure I just saw the other day.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. Hold on. And my favorite thing, one of my favorite lines was at the end. Spoiler alert. / you probably all have seen it. When she's fighting Jude Law and Jude Law's like, just stop using your photons and just fight me hand-to-hand combat. 1, because he knows that he can beat her and he's just scared of her power. And 2, she's like, I don't have anything to prove to you, bitch. Blast. That was amazing.
Pretty sure she didn't say that.
I was just, what's that word? Paraphrasing. I was paraphrasing for you.
Okay, so here we go. July 31st, 2020, U.S. Navy's first black female tactical air pilot earns wings of
First?
gold. Yes.
I'm sorry, can you say that date for us again?
This year.
I mean the whole date,
First female pilot received her wings of gold July 31st, marking a significant milestone for the naval aviation. Virginia native Lieutenant J.G. Madeline G. Swiggle, I think J.G. stands for something, I don't know what it is, was designated a naval aviator and received her first wings of gold with 25 classmates in a small ceremony at the Naval Air Station in Kingsville, Texas.
That should have been front page news everywhere.
First female black female tactical air pilot.
That's amazing.
There you go. So it is still relevant because they were talking. Her story takes place.
Well, it's always going to be relevant.
In Ms. Marvel or Captain Marvel in the mid 90s, so 94, 95. If Stanley was reading the script to Mallrats, it should have been 94. I base all my time periods based off Kevin Smith movies, by the way.
Yeah. So that was wonderful.
Yeah, no.
I'm going to rewatch it.
I like that a lot because then you also get to see a young Clark Gregg or Agent Coulson, and then they digitized old Samuel L. Jackson where he was clean cut and still had hair.
I just didn't know that it was everyone's origin story, basically.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit, yeah.
I mean, when I say everyone's origin story, I mean origin story of the Avengers.
Yes, that's what
not the individual Avengers. Because that's why we have all those other movies.
It is why we have all those other movies.
So I cannot wait until we have another Captain Marvel. Until then, I will just keep rewatching it. Like I've rewatched Schitt's Creek like 7 times this summer, waiting for season 6 to come out on Netflix in October. Though supposedly, if you have the CW app, you get to see it October 6th. That's not relevant. I just am so excited.
Schitt's Creek. Just terrible. How many times you watched it? 5 times this year?
I think
summer?
so.
No, just the summer.
It's just like a comfort thing, and it's so funny and wonderful.
I was just thinking about the MC movies coming up, right?
I'm sorry. What's an MC movie? Marvel comic?
Cinematic.
Universe. Oh.
Cinematic MCU.
Marvel. Sorry, it's 2 words.
No, that's
Marvel.
The movie. It's the lady.
That's where it comes from.
So I know we don't know what's going to happen to Black Panther now since Chadwick Boseman
R.I.P.
passed. Yeah.
Still can't believe that.
The Eternals is coming out.
The
Eternals, that's about... So, in the grand scheme of things, there are the older beings. And I'm going to get this partially wrong because I don't know too much about it. Thanos is an Eternal.
Mm-hmm.
It's this godlike creatures. So, like, this is the one... Camille?
Like the old elves in the Elder Days in Lord of the Rings. Oh my god. So, I've been rereading the series.
What's his name? From...
Carvel? Like the ice cream?
Oh my god, I'm gonna hurt you. Silicon Valley. What's his name? Camille?
Which character are you talking about?
The Indian guy.
Because we saw pictures of him earlier this summer.
Jacked out of his mind.
Oh my gosh. Another dad bod. Hashtag.
That is not a dad bod.
Also, that's not how you use the hashtags.
The Eternals. Here,
he was a character, right? Ooh, I'm sorry. I thought I put
your phone is on. How dare you?
I swear. Oh, it's a text from Kelly.
Nope. Continue the podcast. So, for this movie, it has Angelina Jolie, Selma Hayek, Richard Madden, which is Old Stark, the oldest son.
Oh, the football player.
Wolf. Oh, my God. Barry Cogan, I don't know much. Gemma Chan, Kit Harington, Camille Najani.
Oh, my gosh. This is Silicon Valley meets Games of Thrones.
It looks like it's going to be really good. So let me give you the synopsis. The saga, the saga of the Eternals, a race of immortal beings who lived on Earth and shaped history and civilizations. So they've been on Earth the whole time. Just so you I know you don't give a fuck. See, this is what happens. I get excited. I start telling her things, and she starts giggling.
I thought you said shaved, and I was thinking shaved the head of the Earth.
That's right.
Oh. COVID.
COVID. Oh, me.
Oh,
okay,
man.
let's get into a little something here. You wanted some phasmal changes tips on diving. Hold on. What does this say? Hold on. She wrote up the show notes, and I can never read her. Phasmal. Frizzle.
Oh, dear
personal.
God.
For personal, change you. I bet you that's supposed to be an S.
Sir.
Changes.
Sir.
And tips for living. That's
tips
2
for
F's
living.
on there, by the way. There's 2 F's on there.
That was like a handwritten typo.
And then Richard Rollcast and
okay,
D&I
so these are we're
work.
talking about just like personal changes and tips for living and coping because 6 months in, I know I'm getting stressed with work, and I know all my colleagues are because we talk about it all the time.
Yes.
And so I'm just starting to pick up on how we're all, especially with school starting for so many people, and the holidays starting to come on with Labor Day this weekend. You know, we're kicking off the fall, things like that. We've just been doing the same thing in and out for a long time. And so, like, you and I will go through times when we're just totally burnt out.
Yeah.
Just cannot,
that's been happening more and more to me
doing
lately.
anything. I know, like, I need a vacation. So I've been listening more to, or I'm trying to get back into podcasts because I was just listening to audiobooks for a big part of the summer. But the Rich Roll podcast.
Ritual or Rick
Rich Roll.
I've always thought when you've been talking about this that it's the ritual, like a ritual podcast. Like you're learning.
Honestly, would it make a difference though if you knew it was a person's
absolutely not,
name?
because I always assumed this was under. I didn't know it was somebody's name. I thought you'd call it like the ritual. Like you're learning things about how to cope with things in life. That to me makes a great name for it. The Ritual Podcast.
I mean, it would be if that was the podcast, but this is a man who's interviewing other people. So I think someone would probably call him like a health guru. Not totally sure what he would be classified as. Anyway, in one of the last episodes that I listened to, he has like a new setup for his podcast, and so there's a huge section of like Q&A because that's where everybody can get a lot of content right now. It's just Q&A.
I want Q&A, but we never have enough fans in order to
We don't have enough Q's for A's, but that's okay because I can come up with some fake
A's
Q's.
ready for some Q's. So slide your Q's into our mailbox.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Oh. Okay, so some of the really important things that I took away, especially when it comes to work, especially when it comes to like personal relationships and just being in close quarters constantly. Control the controllables, less emotion, more devotion. When you feel powerless, know that it's emanating from an attachment to other people changing. That's been a big one for me, especially work-wise. Creating healthy boundaries. I mean, these are all basic things that I just don't think about ever.
Boundaries here? I don't think we have boundaries.
Well, I don't necessarily mean like maybe healthy boundaries with you, but maybe healthy boundaries with my emotion in terms of being reactive to other people being stressed out at work. So not getting so wrapped up in the drama and taking a second to step back. And when I notice that another person is getting upset, just being like, hey, are you okay? What's going on? Let's talk about it. Because I'm finding more and more that when I do that, it really 100% changes the dynamic, and then it gives that other person a chance to release maybe something they didn't realize they were holding in, and then once they have that released, they're not acting so crazy towards me. So it's a selfish thing that helps both people.
Okay. Well, I mean, okay. So, you know, depending on your philosophy about what's going on in the world, you know, if you're like us, you're staying more isolated than other people.
Sorry, what philosophy fleas? What philosophies are there?
Any fleas in this house. Thank you.
I know because
one,
you've been
that
remembering
COVID
to get Remus his meds every
two,
month.
that COVID doesn't exist. Masks are bullshit. Masks save lives. There's a whole plethora of ideas. I know. I don't want to
Straight
get
up,
too
I'm going to ignore all the things that are not.
If you're more like us and you're staying more isolated to protect yourself or your kids.
To protect others. I'm isolating myself to protect you.
Man, but it's getting real hard to care about others these days.
That's why sometimes you have to take a step back, take a breath, and say, what's wrong with you? I'm sorry. I mean, are you okay?
What's wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? No, but like, living day to day, it gets really difficult. Now, I think we've done pretty well with each other, right? Because we go to bed together, we wake up together.
Been doing surprisingly well.
Our work schedule's slightly offset, but not by a lot anymore.
We're mostly in this room all the time together.
Right. While the grandparents are watching the boy, and then we get a couple hours a night with him. You get a little bit more, thank goodness.
It's mostly screaming right now, though. That's been really hard. Especially today was another screaming day, and it was a Saturday.
I don't get a lot of that.
Man, he's
start cracking that whip.
He's very different with me than he is with you, though.
I don't know. Is it just because I'm harder on him, or I don't put up with his bullshit?
I think it's just because we're different.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it. I've been trying to watch that documentary on Netflix about babies to try and figure out what's going on in his tiny little baby brain. It has helped a little bit, but I don't know what he's thinking.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's just hard because it's like you want to spend more time with him and you want to like take care of it and stuff, but when he gets
some days
he kind of knows what he wants, but he has no way of really telling us exactly what he wants.
The baby sign language though was really smart. Like I'm glad we started that because at least we know when he wants more food or when he's like done. He's pointing to things more. That's so helpful.
And he's able to actually take. I think he's picked up enough on words that if you ask him very specifically, whether
you can ask him questions that he will say yes or no.
So yeah, I mean that's definitely helped out. But yeah, it's unfortunate because
there are days when I just need a break from parenting, and there are days when I need a break from being a partner.
Yeah.
And
I've been trying to keep myself more busy so to give you more free time, so I'm not bothering you nearly.
Yeah, no, I think we're doing better now at me creating healthy boundaries, saying, okay, I need to go write, or I need to go do yoga, or something like that. I need to go watch Supernatural.
It's like I have too many projects, but.
Yeah, but you like those. They
like these.
They help keep you going.
This is another podcast to edit.
Just another podcast. I don't know where I was going with that.
I don't either.
So
okay,
you know what? Tips for living right now. Send them in. We want to know them. We want to share them.
If you have any tips out there that you think work really well for you or you and your
situation,
just let us know. Send it over to thebrainjuicepodcast at gmail.com. You have to have the at the beginning, by the way.
thebrainjuicepodcast at gmail.com.
Somehow Brain Juice Podcast was taken.
That's weird. I wonder what it is.
There used to be an old podcast called Brain Juice Podcast.
Oh, really?
Or Brain Juice, yeah. They stopped putting out content, so I stole the name.
Well, maybe they'll start 6 months later like we did.
No, they never started again. As far as I'm concerned, we own this now. We're squatting on these rights.
Anyway, well, that's all we have for right now. We will get back to you soon. I'm just going to say soon.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say next week.
We're going to try to do this weekly.
But you know what? No, we're living in a time of no promises.
Yeah.
But we want to keep you guys engaged and give you things to listen to and think about. And if you want to reach out and interact with the community, we do have a Facebook page.
We do. I haven't visited in a while, so I
can't tell you what it is.
It's facebook.com/thebrainjuicepodcast.
There you go.
Go
post something.
You can search the Brain
Corey
Juice
will
Podcast
check for
on
it.
there. And also, it'll also be in your description notes for the podcast as well.
Yeah.
And by the way, Erin, if let's say someone wanted to follow you on a social media, and I know this is a hard stretch because you don't do it, but if you were to pick a social media, where would you have them go to visit you at? I would assume this would be Twitter.
The most recent things I've posted were on Instagram.
Instagram?
Yeah, I've been thinking about deleting Twitter. I'm like, I don't even use it. It's kind of like
garbage right now.
Well, it's like Facebook with me. I don't really use Facebook except I look at our, Brain Juice page, but that's it.
Do you look at that page?
I did last year.
Sorry.
When we posted that dancing video when I was pregnant.
Everything on the audio. Okay. And if you want to follow me, your best content you're going to get out of me, which are basically little boy pictures. Not like little boy. That sounds so bad.
Pictures of our baby doing
of our
cute
beautiful
things.
boy Perrin. It's going to be Instagram at Indy Corey, Corey. So INDYCOREY. You can do that there. I post a lot more on that. My Twitter right now, hot garbage trash fire.
No one wants Twitter right now.
Very political right now. I don't recommend anybody going to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be it. And of course, if you have any thoughts, questions, or concerns that you'd like to send us your way, you can email us at thebrainjuicepodcast@gmail.com, and we would greatly appreciate it. And also, don't forget, The reason we're doing this now is because
we
bored.
Looked
at our numbers.
Oh.
And our numbers, for some reason, the last episode we put out did 171.
I just really wanted to talk to you about Captain Marvel and grunge.
Oh, no, I wanted to
That
totally...
was it.
I'm totally going based
Zac
off
Efron.
the fact that we're still getting double-digit downloads every week. It's nuts. But yeah, so we're going to keep on trying to do this more because I'm really interested in trying to grow a community. I think that's ultimately what I want to do.
You know what? If it's anything like the garden on the deck, you need to take the reins on this one because I put so much fertilizer out there and those cucumbers still got a fungus.
Who manages all the social media stuff? You know this.
Yeah.
Who edits all the podcasts, makes sure they all get posted? It's this guy right here. He's got 2 thumbs and edits this podcast. This guy. All right, guys, we'll talk to you next time. See ya.
Bye.